Welcome to the Dozen Trivia here on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you can and like the video. Yesterday, if you've not seen these already, please catch up. Kirk Minahan took on Frank the Tank, and Brandon Walker took on PFT. We now have two Elite Eight matches left here. First up, it'll be Fran against Nick, followed by KB against Clem. Tomorrow, the 27th of September, you can see the Final Four, both matches, and on the 28th, we will crown our first individual champion. Next week, we're off, and then October 9th, the Dozen Trivia League Season 4 play-in tournament begins as we find out the final four teams that are going to join the league of 16 total teams for the Dozen Trivia League Season 4, which kicks off in full in November. It's going to be a blast. Make sure you subscribe, like our videos, meet us here every single week for some trivia, and every day, test your own knowledge on dailydozentrivia.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.
Welcome to the following presentation of the Dozen Trivia by Barstool Sports.
Is it Crime Dog, Fred McGriff?
Jesus, how in the hell?
The Hungers are your champions. Unbelievable.
I don't even know California. That is correct. 14-13.
The movie's called Get Fucked.
Hey, Jack. Champions of the Dozen. Season 2 of Town Ball. All right, it's a Dozen 1v1 Battle Royale. The Elite Eight continues. Yesterday, you saw Brandon take down PFT. Classic longest match of the tournament, as expected, between the two of them. As it was like 30 minutes of game and 30 minutes of banter, I believe.
Sure.
And then Frank the Tank pulls off the huge upset. Nick, your comrade, he did it. He beat Kirk. He's into the Final Four.
So Frank DM'd me on Twitter when he beat Kirk, and it was about the Mets still. He said he sent me a Mets play. He sent me a video of the Mets fucking up, and he was like, "This happened when I was beating Clemmer in trivia." I was like, "Dude, just be happy."
Oh my god!
Or Kirk in trivia. I'm sorry.
There's no way for him to. He can't find the pure happiness in the victory. He's got to find a little caveat.
Sure.
I will say though, watching him is very funny. Like I was watching Frank play Kelly, and Frank always starts super down on himself, but as soon as Kelly got one question wrong, he was like,
yeah, he does. It's a different
work. He's like, "Oh, she's getting questions wrong." Like he doesn't make any comments. There's no trash talk. There's no nothing. But it's just a slight smile when his opponent starts to answer questions wrong.
I think he won.
Coming smirk.
Yeah. He one time during a Mets stream told somebody, they said, "Why are you so negative?" He said, "Because if I'm misquoting him a little bit, but it's like kind of the gist." He said, like, if I'm so negative, if I don't expect the good stuff, I can't have the downfall. So I think he just goes into every match assuming the opponent will score every point. There'll be no misses. And so, yeah, he slowly builds himself up. Bit of a change here, as we explained, if you watched yesterday, Kirk did mention the game completely changed midway through, but fans, this is a one-off event. So 8 niche categories selected by both Nick and Fran, and then 4 categories that will be standard dozen categories that they both selected, which you can see on the screen if you're watching right now. So we'll rip through those. They selected their own niches. We'll go in the order that you see on screen. We cut that out. That was another fan suggestion. So here we go. Fran versus Nick, 4 versus 5, Eagles and Steelers colors too. Winner takes on Frank the Tank in the Final Four. Right after this, Nick, your other teammate, KB, taking on Clem.
Wow.
Nick, your categories, Dude, Where's My Car has replaced foreign movie titles.
Yeah, I never got one of those right.
Yeah. You wasn't your favorite category, so you made Dude, Where's My Car. As seen on TV, Heads or Tails is back with the slightly larger coin, as you noted.
It's like, yeah, you text me, you're like, I got a huge coin for the next Heads and Tails, and it's kind of big. It's kind of big.
It's like
I thought it was going to be
palm of his hand.
Yeah, it's definitely large. I thought it'd be like this big, and when the box came from Amazon, I thought it wasn't in there, and it slipped behind a package. Like, oh, it's not as big as I thought. Then you have sounds in the hard difficulty. section of the game. You have Who's That Pokemon, very, very zoomed in logos, cartoon celebrity mashup, reverse pop punk. And your standard dozen categories are National Football League, brand logos, celebrity mashup, and music. Fran, other side, your regular difficulty niche will be Prisoner of Azkaban, Lizzie McGuire movie, The Bachelor, High School Musical. Your harder difficulty will be romantic comedies, Jonas Brothers, celebrity mashup, and One Tree Hill. And then your standard dozen categories, actually some overlap with Nick, movies, brand logos, and celebrity mashup, and then television. So here we go. Winner takes on Frank the Tank, takes on Fleming in the final four. Nick, you'll be up first every round. Dude, Where's My Car will be first.
Sure.
Dude, Where's My Car up first. This is for Nick. First question off the board. 30 seconds on the clock, then a 5-second countdown. Here's your question. After their drunken night, the guys discover they got back tattoos. What word is written on Sean William Scott's character's back?
So it's Dude and Sweet. Sean William Scott has Sweet tattooed on his back. Final answer.
That is correct. He knows Dude, Where's My Car, clearly. Reminder, you have a double per section. So a double for regular difficulty, double for hard difficulty, and double for standard dozen. Fran, Prisoner of Azkaban, double or no?
No. I've gotten this question category wrong every single time. I thought maybe about changing it, but I thought third time's the charm here. So
you got the brand calls for Harry Potter for you, I feel like. So you got to do it. Here we go. Prisoner of Azkaban. In the first scene at Hogwarts, before Dumbledore gives a speech, the choir performs with the front row holding what animal as they sing?
I believe it's a giant toad. A large toad is what I'm going to go with. Final answer.
That is correct. A large toad.
You got it. You got the big toad.
There we go. Big frogs, big toads, both successful.
That big toad's actually my favorite character in the movie.
As seen on TV for Nick, you want to double?
No.
Okay, that means you will have to double heads or tails or sounds if you don't double this.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I really know As Seen on TV. I've gotten lucky.
Okay, As Seen on TV to make it 2-1. Phil Swift is the CEO and spokesperson for this company that makes adhesive bonding products based around the concept of liquid rubber.
Yeah, it's Flex Seal, Jeff. Final answer.
That is correct. Flex Seal.
Sounds like a guy that really does know As Seen on TV.
So Phil Swift was like a big Barstool guy. I think I have a sticker of him on my computer on the back. Yeah, I have a sticker of Phil Swift on the back of my computer.
He, I believe, an Eagles fan.
Quite the coincidence.
Yeah.
Other side to make it 2-2. Lizzie McGuire movie. This is for Fran. Not going to double?
No.
Okay, so Bachelor High School Musical will be doubled for Fran. Lizzie McGuire movie for Fran. Here we go. After Lizzie spends the day with Paolo, she thanks Gordo as a friend and kisses him on the cheek. Ethan walks in and says Gordo received what?
The swerve. Final answer.
Close. It's the sting. The sting.
The sting.
Oh my God.
Oh, I thought it was
Jeff,
the swerve.
that is, you have to count that. The swerve is better than the sting.
Swerve is that. If that movie was made in like now, it would be the swerve.
Damn.
I love learning about my coworkers. The fact that Fran was even close on that.
Yeah.
Heads or tails? Will you double or you double sounds?
I'm going to double heads or tails, Jeff.
Okay, heads or tails for 2 points. This is how it works. Nick will call it in the air, heads or tails. Best of 7. If it's 4 wrong, he loses. If it's 4 right, he wins. Here we go. Call it in the air, Nick.
Tails.
First up is heads.
God fucking damn it. Fuck.
0-1. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is tails. 0-2. 0-2. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is heads. 1-2. 1-2. Here we go. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is tails. Sorry. Tails. Sorry, I was like showing it sideways. It is tails. 3-1. You gotta have a 3-1 comeback, Nick. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is heads. 3-2. Call it in the air, Nick.
Tails.
Tails, Nick. 3-3.
Wow.
This is it.
The drama.
For 2 points or none.
Tails.
It is heads. No points.
Damn it.
Oh, tragic. Tragic. No points for Nick. Fran, The Bachelor, will you double?
Yeah, I'm going to double Bachelor.
Double The Bachelor for Fran. Here we go. I still don't know what we would have done if you would put heads or tails in the hard difficulty. I don't
You'd have to get like a coin that has 3 sides, I guess.
Yeah, probably. The Bachelor for Fran to make it 3-2. This is her double in this section of the game. Here it is. Bachelor for Fran to make it 3-2. A top 8 finisher on Matt James' season, this woman became the first deaf Bachelor contestant to receive the season's first impression rose.
This is Abigail.
Final answer?
Final answer.
First name's acceptable on Bachelor. It's what they say during the show. 3-2. Fran with the lead. Back over to Nick. Slight advantage for Fran. Sounds Nick.
How far did the deaf girl go on the back? Like, what do they do on dates?
She can. I mean, she has like a hearing aid and can hear.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Here we go to make it 3.
She went on Bachelor in Paradise and met a nice fellow, and they're engaged.
Oh my God!
Success
I'm happy for
story.
Abigail.
Yep.
Bachelor in Paradise is the success story of The Bachelor. Here we go to make it 3-3. Nick, this is sounds. This is sounds.
Yeah.
You can hear the sound. I'll play it 4 times. Here we go. The following is the sound of a butter knife banging on what? A Samsung smart fridge, a La La Land Steelbook Blu-ray, or a Jar Jar Binks Funko Pop. All things I do have in my apartment. Here we go.
These are the 3 most obvious Jeff items of all time.
Yeah, completely.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. I don't need it anymore. That's a Jar Jar Binks Funko. Final answer. Yeah.
It's not. It's a La La Land Steelbook. La La Land Steelbook.
You wouldn't want to damage your Funko.
To make it 4-2, Fran, after the regular difficulty round. Here we go. This is going to be High School Musical. High School Musical. After Sharpay and Ryan's first audition song, Sharpay angrily whispers her dismay that Ryan did what dance move?
Oh no, I'm not going to remember this. First audition song.
Excuse me, sorry.
Angrily whispers her dismay that Ryan did.
You have 15 seconds.
Jazz hands? Final answer?
Jazz Square. Close
Jazz
again.
Square. Ugh.
Unbelievable.
Off by a hair.
Where's the swerve?
This is unbelievable.
You have the alternate script of both movies. All right, 3-2. Fran with a slight advantage.
I could picture him doing the Jazz Square, and I just couldn't remember that had a name.
Nick, you're going to have next up, Who's That Pokemon? Do you want to double?
Yeah, I'll double it.
Doubled up, Who's That Pokemon for Nick? For Nick, who are these? You're going to name 3 Pokemon to make it 4-3, Nick. You're now in the hard difficulty. Here we go. Who's that Pokemon? Name these 3.
Dragonair, Venonat, Flareon. Final answer.
That is correct. That is correct.
3 of my favorites, Jeff.
That's unbelievable. How would I have known? You like Venonat?
3 of my favorites. They're definitely in my top.
In your top 151. Yep. Fran, to make it 4-4, unless you double, your next one is romantic comedies. If you don't double, you're not going to double. You have Celebrity Matchup. I completely forgot. Yeah. That was an absurd question. As the
or
Jonas
Jonas Brothers could be thrown in there. We'll see.
That's true. It's true. Romantic comedies. Here we go. This is for Fran to make it 4-4. In 2019's Long Shot, Seth Rogen plays a journalist hired to speechwrite for his old babysitter turned politician, played by what actress?
Charlize Theron. Final answer.
That is correct. 4-4. 4-4. But you
Does
still have
Seth Rogen bag Charlize Theron in that movie? Does he like end up with her?
Oh yeah.
That's good for guys that look exactly like him.
very, very zoomed in logos for Nick. You're going to see 3 very, very zoomed in logos for 1 point to make it 5-4. Here are your 3 very, very zoomed in logos.
Oh, Jeff, these are very, very zoomed in. But I believe the first one's Rolex, and then the last one's GE. I don't know if the first one is Nikon, like the cameras, or if it's like Nextel. The yellow is what's the, maybe it's neither. That's like an
Good
N.
time. 15 seconds. A little more than that, but.
Let's go Rolex, Nikon, GE.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Rolex, Nikon, GE. Big one for Nick.
Nice.
Other side, Jonas Brothers. Will you double, Fran?
I'm gonna save it.
Addition for Nick.
Sure.
Cartoon celebrity mashup, which we have decided this can be a niche if you want in the regular season of the dozen, by the way. We're going to allow you to. It's so absurd. Here we go. For Nick, cartoon celebrity mashup. Name the 3 cartoons mashed up in this photo.
All right, so it's Patty Mayonnaise and Carl Weezer, and that's like the mouse that lives in the wall of Cat Dog. What's his fucking name? Winslow? Final answer?
That is correct. Carl Weezer, Patty Mayonnaise, and Win Winslow.
It's just like the knowledge of all of these characters' names, specific names, is what really gets me.
Fran, you and I aren't close.
First and last name.
You and I aren't that close, and so I'm pretty fucking embarrassed right now.
6-5. The guy on my flight yesterday, I made that mashup. He must have been just very worried.
I love that you kept the suspenders real wide.
I had to. I had to Photoshop longer suspenders to fit on Patty Mayonnaise's body. All right. Back over to Fran. This is celebrity mashup. 3 celebrities. Are you going to double?
Yes.
To make it 7-5, celebrity mashup. Here we go. Name this 3 celebrities mashed up in this photo.
Okay. All right. I think I'm. Oh boy, this is hard.
Yeah, this is absurd.
I'm gonna say Anna Kendrick, Kate Blanchett, John Krasinski. Final answer.
That is correct. Fran regains the lead 7-6.
Really good. That looks like the HQ trivia host guy.
Scott Rogowski.
I just thought that was a photo of Scott Rogowski.
Nick, reverse pop punk is next up for you. You can tie it up temporarily going into the standard dozen round. Reverse pop punk. Here we go. What is the title of this pop punk song from 2005 played backward?
That's Dirty Little Secret, Jeff.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, this is 7-7. This is like the weird skills match for sure. Like other side, Fran, One Tree Hill, which like we barely got into any One Tree Hill question because it keeps being like the last thing that we don't get to in your matches. To make it 8-7. Here we go, One Tree Hill, before we get into the standard dozen questions. In Season 2, Episode 3, for Haley's post-wedding bachelorette party, Brooke surprises her with a stripper disguised as what? $20 seconds.
Oh boy. I don't think it's like.
Need an answer in 5.
Did I say mechanic?
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. 8-7. Fran with the lead. Standard doesn't. Nick down by 1. You both have a double on these next 4. National Football League is up next for Nick.
Yeah.
Do you want a double?
I do not know.
NFL for Nick. Here it is. A Super Bowl champ and Rookie of the Year. What wide receiver had this career path from 2009 through 2016? Minnesota, Seattle, New York Jets, Buffalo.
A Super Bowl champ and Rookie of the Year. Percy Harvin. Final answer.
That is correct. 8-8. Nick ties it back up. Fran, you have movies. Movies to make it 9-8. Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Katherine Hahn starred in this 2016 comedy that was a financial hit. Got a 2017 holiday-themed sequel.
That is Bad Moms. Final answer.
That is correct. 9-8. Fran with the lead. Next up, brand logos. Brand logos. This is for Nick.
I'll double it, Jeff.
You're going to double brand logos.
Yeah. I'm not feeling great.
You each are going to get a letter from a logo and then one logo that has one letter remaining. So it's very similar on each side. Nick, to make it 10-9. To make it 10-9. Here are your logos.
So it's Dove and Hampton Inn.
Final?
Yeah.
That is correct. Doug and Hampton Inn. Dove and Hampton Inn. 10-9. Fran, brand logos. I assume you're saving it for the celebrity mashup.
Yes.
Identify the 2 brand logos to make it 10-10.
The first one, I don't. Keurig? Is that what the Keurig logo is? No way. Keurig and Evian? Final answer?
That is correct. 10-10. Fran still has that double left, which I assume will be used in a second. Nick, your celebrity mashup, though, up first.
Yeah.
Nick, name the 2 celebrities mashed up in this photo.
So that's Zach Braff, and that is who was Will and Grace, who is great, who is her name is what's her name? This might be the ball game. Deborah Messing. Final answer.
That is correct. He saves himself.
Let me tell you, Deborah Messing's name is a name that I go through that exact process every time.
I have to think of the Billy on the Street. It's Deborah Messing, you gaze. Have you seen that? Like,
yeah.
I had to run through my head.
Yes.
To make it 12, to make it 12-11. To make it 12-11, Fran. Assuming you're doubling, Fran.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Celebrity mashup for Fran. Name the 2 celebrities.
That is Joe Manganiello and Millie Bobby Brown. Final answer.
That is correct. Fran, 12-11. Nick, if you get this, it's tied.
I don't think this looks good for old Nicky.
Well, we'll see. Here we go. Music. Nick, Fran beat you, but you also got beat by old George.
It's the flip of the coin. Truly flip of the coin.
Jeff, go throw that in the nearest wishing well. I want that out of my face.
Fran moves on to take on Frank. Frank wanted to play Nick, but he's playing Fran. As different of categories as one can humanly get. Nick,
can you please allow steals in their match just to hear Frank try to guess like a One Tree Hill answer?
Remember the time in Boston though? He got something. He got some Gossip Girl or something.
Oh yeah.
He's like, no, I don't know. I just hate it. That's why I know. We're like, all right, Frank. Nick, final thoughts. Still good run for the Frankettes though. Overall,
Frankettes. I lost to the better player, Jeff.
That's nice, Nick.
Close.
Thank you. I think that, it came down to a coin toss.
It came down the first ever dozen that literally came down to the flip of a coin.
Quite literally a flip of a coin. Could have been either one.
I was talking to, I think, KB and Kirk at the same time before the dozen in New York, and I said, I think this match is literally a coin flip. No, this was quite literally a coin flip. Speaking of KB, you're about to see him coming up next against Clem. Fran moves on to the Final Four. She joins Frank and Brandon. One more spot left. You'll see that momentarily. All right, it's the dozen 1v1 Battle Royale, Elite 8, last spot remaining in the Final Four. You just watched Fran beat Nick 12-11 at the end there. Nick had to double heads or tails, and he lost 4-3, and it just killed him.
What a way to lose.
a literal flip of the coin killed Nick. Fran taking on Fleming in the Final Four. And the winner of this match, Clem, the 7 seed from Ziti, Final Four participant last year, 2 years in a row. Taking on the 15 seed KB of the Frankettes. Winner takes on Big Bad Brandon Walker. Big Bad Brandon Walker. A lot of potential there. You can see Fran versus Frank is as different of categories as possible. Brandon overlaps a little with Clem on some things, but this is going to be interesting. KB's obviously got very unique categories. Bit of a change here, as we've mentioned. They have their 8 niches as usual. 4 are difficult, though, this time. 4 regular. And then they've selected, as fans suggested, 4 standard dozen categories. Fans wanted to be able to play along a little more, so we did that for them. 3 doubles. You can double up 1 regular difficulty question, 1 hard difficulty question, and 1 standard dozen question. You don't pick for each person. They are all going to fire off in a row. I tried to even them up in terms of style of questions, so we have some similarities here. KB, your categories are college wrestling, NCAA wrestling, Pennsylvania public school districts, junior college or California Community College Athletic Association sports nicknames. I think that's what CCCAA stands for. World capitals, Olympic cities, West Virginia counties, Division I college cities, FBS stadium names, and then your standard dozen categories are music, snacks and candy, flags of the world, and geography. And then for Clem, New York Mets, regular standard difficulty niche, New York Giants, chain restaurants, Bruno Mars. Your harder difficulty niche categories are The Simpsons, The Wire, Die Hard, and Billy Madison. And then your standard dozen categories are grocery products, Major League Baseball, supermarket sweep, which is the difference between supermarket sweep and grocery products. This goes back to me naming this in season 1. Supermarket sweep is when you see a blank product or products. Grocery products are just not snacks and candy. And then National Football League. So here we go. KB, you're up first every round. Clem, you're up second. You can double one of these first 4. First up for you, KB, is NCAA wrestling. Do you want to double?
No.
Or you can save for school district, JUCO nicknames, or world capitals.
Got it. Okay. No double.
Max Askren won the 2010 NCAA tournament title at 184 for what school while taking down the likes of Dave Irwin, Joe LeBlanc, and Kirk Smith?
Missouri.
Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. 2-0 KB. Other side, Clem shaking his head. Other side.
It's so intimidating facing these categories, and he just gets the first one right on a double. I'm already broken. I'm sick right now. This is my flu game. It's the first cold of the year game, which is worse than the flu, some people would say. And now that just happens.
New York Mets next up for Clem. Clem, do you want to double?
This is the one category I didn't study for, and I'm thinking it was a mistake, but no.
New York Mets, here we go, 30 seconds on the clock. In 2004, the Mets brought over the shortstop from Asia who had a home run in his first MLB at-bat but struggled to perform at the Major League Baseball level.
Jeffrey, that's the king of anal fissures himself, our boy Kaz Matsui, who was a prodigy of hitting opening day home runs inside the park and regular.
Oh, hell yeah.
As well. Kaz Matsui, final answer.
That is correct, Kaz Matsui. 2-1. KB, Pennsylvania public school districts for you. You've not missed yet in this category. Here it is.
Oh, shit. Okay. This was harder to study for.
The Bald Eagle, Bellefonte, and State College area school districts all reside in what Pennsylvania county?
That's Center County.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. 3-1. Other side for you said you like said that in such a scoff way, like that's an obvious.
Yeah, well, I was studying some obscure ass counties in PA, so that one, yeah, could do that one.
I'm gonna double Giants, Jeff.
In the midst of the Wi-Fi, we found out KB did not double wrestling, so now we're good.
Yeah,
2-1, double still on the board for KB. This is to make it 3-2, though. Clem is going to double New York Giants. Here it is. Signed mid-season after getting waived by Denver in 2007, this wide receiver was primarily a kick returner in 2007, but led the 2008 Giants in receiving yards.
When Dominic Hickson dropped that ball against the Eagles in the playoffs, I knew we were fucked after Plexico shot himself. Dominic Hickson, final answer.
That is correct, 3-2. Clem's double successful. JUCO and California Community College sports nicknames. This is for KV to make it 3-3. To make it 3-3. Located in Huntington Beach, California, Golden West College in the Orange Empire Conference has what sports nickname?
this is the Rustlers. The Rustlers.
The Golden West College Wrestlers? Is that their name?
Yeah, I memorized this. Rustler, like wrestler, golden, like herpes, and that was my mind jogger.
I mean, I guess I expected you to get it, but it is absurd that you got it. I don't care how many times you looked it over. The Golden West College Rustlers.
Yeah, this was fresh on my mind. I just did that conference.
KB, what are the other teams in the Orange Empire Conference? Can you give me a couple?
Oh,
Fuck.
Is that Cerrito? I don't know. I just know the names.
Clem, chain restaurants to make it 4-3. KB still has his double. It will be used on world capitals. Not fully nationwide, this Texas-founded fast food fried chicken chain with a big Lone Star in its logo has grown to over 1,500 locations.
God almighty. Not fully nationwide, Texas.
Seconds.
I have to get rid of chain restaurants because I'm not very good at them. My guy Eddie, I think, fills in my missing. I don't think it's chicken, but the only thing I can think of with a star, Texas. I don't think it's founded in Texas. Hardy's final answer.
Correct answer is Church's. Church's chicken. Church's chicken.
Fuck.
To make it, it's be 5-3. 5-3. KB doubled up world capitals. Here it is. Out of the 3 countries that start with the letter F, which capital city is in the smallest country by population?
That's got to be Suva, Fiji.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Suva, Fiji, 5-3. Clem to make it 5-4, going in to the hard difficulty round. Bruno Mars. Finish the lyrics. yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The next grouping, hard difficulty, Olympic cities for KB. KB will be doubling or will be saving it?
Not doubling.
Here we go. What was the second city to host the Winter Olympic Games in the 1990s? Second city in the 90s to host the Winter Olympic Games.
Lillehammer, Norway.
Final?
Yes.
6-3. KB has not missed yet. Back over to Clem. Clem, The Simpsons. The Simpsons. In the Barbershop Quartet episode, when Homer meets George Harrison, what is Harrison holding that completely distracts Homer?
Gosh. I don't even have an answer. I haven't watched this episode in a very long time. The B Sharps is the name of the band. They go on the roof of Moe's for their last show. I'm going to just have to guess something pretty fucking random here. Monkey, final answer. I don't think it's right.
It's Brownies. 6-3 lead for KB.
Listen,
West Virginia County.
How many Simpsons episodes are there? There's probably like 1,000. So
I am a
respect to
fucking
you for
moron,
picking
KB.
it.
I am just going way
You're
too
not.
niche. Yeah, it's a wide net I cast.
Do you want to double West Virginia counties, KB?
Yes, I feel like I know every city and town, and no brag. There's not many. I got this.
Here we go to make it 8-3. Barber County has towns such as Bellington and Junior, as well as this one city, which is also its county seat.
Philippi.
Final answer?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Alderson Broaddus College. Just disbanded.
Are we sure that's right, Jeff? Can you double check just to make sure that was the right answer? I don't know if he actually knew that one.
Oh my god. Okay, the Wire.
I didn't know about
Clem.
Junior. Had no idea Junior was a town. I'm gonna look.
No, I'm probably going to double Die Hard of Billy Madison. So yeah.
To make it 8-4, you are down 5. You have 8 points left. So there's still some time to go here. Got to catch up. Here it is. The Wire. Trying to make his own money. What brand of cars does Ziggy?
Season 2 is not that fucking bad. It's really not. You have to just watch
No,
it.
it's not. People get really fucking dramatic about season 2 of The Wire, but
It has Brother Muzone. It has a lot of good, important parts of it.
that's a cliche way to talk about The Wire. I'll pause your time. If people are like, it's like, great show. Season 2 fucking sucks. Like, all right,
Yeah.
relax. Like, it's
shit. I want to say BMW or Mercedes are the two that jump out, but I think he goes a little off and goes. Let's go with Lexus. I'll go with Lexus. Final answer. Go with the gut. Fuck.
Mercedes.
Ah!
That's very Ziti of you. That's very Ziti of you.
Yep. Need that double dip in next year's 1v1.
KB, Division I college cities. Division I college cities. To make it 9-3 would be a 6-point lead. In what city is Sacred Heart located?
Fairfield, Connecticut. Final.
That is correct. Fairfield, Connecticut. 9-3, 6-point lead. 8 points remaining for Clem. 6 points remaining for Kyle.
I need Kyle to get everyone right so I can sleep at night knowing I wouldn't have done it if I did.
Okay.
Die Hard. Die Hard to make it 9-4. Do you want to double?
It's Die Hard or Billy Madison.
No, double Billy Madison.
Okay, I'll double Billy Madison. Good call.
It's easier. I feel like that's easier to remember.
Yeah.
Die Hard. What famous cowboy character does John McClane tell Hans he was always partial to before his yippee-ki-yay motherfucker quote?
An underrated fast food chain, Jeff. I'm sure you would agree. Great chicken nuggets. Roy Rogers. Final answer. The golden.
There we go. Clem breaks the drought there. 9-4.
All right.
KB to make it 10-4. Make it 10-4. FBS stadium names.
I swear to if I get this wrong.
Located in Reno, Nevada, the Nevada Wolfpack play football in what stadium?
McKay Stadium.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. 10-4. KB perfect through all 8 niches. Other side, Clem. If you get this, you'll be down by 4 with 5 possible points remaining. Here it is. Doubled up Billy Madison. Early in the film, at a burger stand, Billy's friend Frank asks him if he'd rather bone Jack Nicholson or what actress. If you miss this, it is over.
Someone from the 70s, I think. They throw the pickles in. They have the race. I don't think it's... Initially, I said gut is Goldie Hawn. It's not Meg Ryan, is it? Fuck, I need Porto here to tell me which one to guess. They're probably both. They could both be wrong.
10 seconds. Need to stay alive in
Meg
5.
Ryan, final answer.
Yeah.
That is correct. He stays alive. 10-6.
As soon as you said Meg Ryan, I heard it. I heard the quote in my head.
5 points remaining for each 4-point lead. KB, if you get this, you are dormy. Here we go. Unless you double, it's music. Do you want? Grocery products. This is not the picture one. Do you want to double this one?
If it doesn't matter, so if he gets it right the next one, then it's over, right?
Correct.
Fuck it now. I'm not doing it now. I'm going to save it for a sports one.
No double. Here we go. Under the Heinz umbrella, what brand primarily known for its frozen potato products also produces the frozen pizza snack Bagel Bites?
Do they do Bagel Bites? I'm going to have to go with first gut here. Or Ida, final answer.
They do Bagel Bites. 11-7, 4-point lead.
Something new.
KB, if you get this, you're up by 5. This would be the victory.
He's going to kill me on snacks and candy. That's fucking mean.
No, I'm not. This is my weakness.
It's actually backwards where you see it. It's Flags of the World next.
Okay.
It's on the screen. People listening, it's Flags of the World is next. Do you want to double this, KB?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, Flags of the World doubled up for the victory. 13-7 if you get it. Here it is. What archipelagic state and country in South Asia uses this logo? Here it is. 1 second. I have to drop it in. 1 second.
Archipelagic.
What country uses this flag?
Oh. Huh. South Asia. Is that? I'll guess Bangladesh.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Clem is alive. Maldives. Yep.
Oh, fuck.
That was your double too. The double off the board.
Oh, shit.
Supermarket sweep. This is for Clem. Supermarket sweep. Do you want to double?
No, it doesn't matter. If he gets one right, I'm fucked anyway. So right?
Okay, so no.
Yeah, I'm just.
Here we go. To stay alive, to make it 11-8. To make it 11. Actually, identify this supermarket item based on a blank product photo.
Oh, fuck me. Manchun, final answer.
Incorrect. Maruchan. Maruchan. Tough miss. Barely missed it. KB moving on to take on Brandon Walker. Only missed one here. Flag. Surprising you missed flags. Was that a tough?
Yeah, I think I binged Africa and mastered those and forgot about Asia.
Classic binge of Africa. Thoughts on facing Brandon Walker?
That would be exciting. That would be like a feel good win.
And then if you win, potentially Fleming or Fran. Frank the Tank, Fran, Brandon Walker, and now KB in the Final Four. Clem, final thoughts?
I think KB eliminated both of Ziti back-to-back. Is that right?
He did. He did take down Ziti.
So we'll be rooting for you, pal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Didn't neither win felt good, too good. So, I need to face Brandon. And I think Fleming would be after my ass. I don't think he wants any part of me winning, even though we're teammates. So,
well, when I initially said who do you want, he did Nick or Fran. He did say I want Nick, and I thought he meant it in a way that he wants to beat his ass, but he more meant he just wants a Frank.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Maybe that's what he means. But he has to take on Fran still. Ziti thoughts going into the season, Clem?
I feel good about us. Again, I think united we stand, divided we fall, right? We can take down the Frankettes sometimes, but we need Dave there to help do it, or else KB just runs through us like a hot knife through butter. So,
well, the shit I'm getting on these aren't going to be on the regular dozen. So
that's true as well.
Fear not. This is just like a Make-A-Wish for me. I've always wished this could be a broadcasted quiz, and then here we are. Thank you, Jeff.
This is what KB's always wanted. No, some of these niches might carry over too. I know Fleming's going to use Seinfeld. I just know it. You may have to use junior college nicknames too for the regular season dozen. KB taking on Brandon Walker. So you will see tomorrow both Final Four matches, and then the day after that, the champion is crowned in the dozen 1v1 Battle Royale. Thank you for watching.